Boeing setbacks continue with the FAA halting production of its 737 MAX aircrafts. The agency did, however, approve an inspection process to allow grounded 737 MAX 9 planes the chance to resume flying if they pass here. So there's a lot to break down here, but with the brief amount of time, taking a look at Boeing shares right now, they're down by about 2.6%. There's even more to this story in how Boeing's manufacturing operations, and again, this is a day where Boeing's going to essentially be shutting down some of those operations for one day so that they can do a quality control type of class and testing, and ultimately we'll see what delta that has on at least the mindset for manufacturing within their operations too.
Yeah, certainly, Brad, and that's why we're seeing some pressure on the stock here today, because we've talked about the fact that Boeing needs to ramp up production in order to reduce its debt loads, in order to achieve some of those growth targets that they have laid out. So the fact that they are not able to follow through on those planned production increases, that is a real headwind and a real challenge here for the stock, especially given what we have been talking about over the last several weeks. Now, there's no estimate, at least as far as what have I seen and what I'm hearing here from analysts in terms of how long this could potentially last for. But putting this in perspective, just how big of a setback this is, we certainly know that the pressure that Boeing has been under Dave Calhoun to get their production in order to make sure that they don't have any sort of manufacturing or any sort of production issues here going forward. Now, it's not entirely clear what exactly happened with this. A lot of this being faulted in terms of the assembly rather than a design flaw. But when it comes to what this means going forward for future deliveries here for the airlines, we've heard some adjustments on that here this morning on these earnings calls. And then also taking a look at a number of these suppliers that are under pressure as well. Their business is substantially hurt by some of the chaos that's happening right now with Boeing. So we're seeing a real reaction in shares here this morning of a name like Spirit. And then also when you take a look at a name like Howmet, that's off just about 1.5%.
Yeah, you could even look to GE. Of course, GE Aerospace, one of the larger engine manufacturers here in the U.S., has major ties with Boeing as well here.